Then I was brought to St. Elizabeth by my parents, by my mother, when I was about 5 years old.
Wow.
She took me there to visit my paternal grandparents,
Hmm.
promised that she would return for me the following week. I
Hmm.
saw her one time after that, and then I never see her again until I was 20 years old. I went and
What?
looked for her.
Wow.
So I was brought to a grandmother who was 80 years old. So that would have mean a life of trauma, abuse, everything that you could think of that happened to an abandoned child. And my bad luck is that I was abandoned by both parents.
Hello, guys. I welcome you live on SBTV Africa once again. My name is DJ Nyame. If you just chance on our channel, welcome on board the voice of the world. This is SBTV Africa. Wherever you are across the world, you can come on this show and share your experience with us, what you've learned in life, what you've seen in life, what you do. This platform is open to you guys all. My numbers are on the screen, as I said. Just WhatsApp me or send me a voice note that, hey, DJ, I want to come on your show. That's all. Then you are in. Let's vibe. So I talk to Africans, people in the diaspora, everywhere. Let me go straight. Where am I going today? I have one beautiful woman repping Jamaica, based in Canada, Toronto. Nadia, I welcome you live on SVTV International. How are you doing?
I am great. Thank you for having me.
Nice one, nice one. How is Canada?
No, let me see. The weather it's 5 degrees, not bad today. It's nice,
Wow.
it's good, it's good. It's nice day to go out. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's good. Toronto is a beautiful city. It's
Wow.
good.
Oh, today I'm going to sound like a Jamaican. Ah, wow. Ah, wow.
Good.
So, well, I mean, how long have you been in Canada?
I'm in Canada 4 years. I came here
4 years.
2020 to study.
Oh, nice, nice. From Jamaica, right? You are from
Yes.
Jamaica, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then today you are going to tell us more about Jamaica, your culture, your life back in Jamaica, and all that. Let's get to know you today. So, um, before years ago, you were in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us more. I mean, which part of Jamaica you from? What were you doing in Jamaica? Growing up, siblings, and all that. Let's get to hear your story.
I am from St. Elizabeth. Grown up in
Okay.
St. Elizabeth. Moved to First I was born in Manchester.
Hmm.
I was brought to St. Elizabeth by my parents, by my mother, when I was about 5 years old.
Wow.
She took me there to visit my paternal grandparents,
Hmm.
promised that she would return for me the following week. I
Hmm.
saw her one time after that, and then I never see her again until I was 20 years old. I went and
What?
looked for her.
Wow.
So I was brought to a grandmother who was 80 years old. So that would have mean a life of trauma, abuse, everything that you could think of that happened to an abandoned child. And my bad luck is that I was abandoned by both parents. If I see my father now, I don't know him. If I see my mother, I have to pay good attention to recognize her. So
Wow.
growing up in St. Elizabeth, it's very rural section where you have to carry water all day, all night, look your own food as a child. They're about 9, 10. I have to look my own food to eat, prepare my own, look after my own personal care because not having parents was difficult. I didn't get much education because my poor grandmother, she wasn't able to do more than she did. And so I didn't get more education. I was a sickly child. So it was a very hard life. Being raped at the age of 13, 14, thereabout, by somebody who you would consider a family member who
Hmm.
would have helped to nurture me. Having to move out to seek shelter at 16, because there was nowhere to live. So it was a life of hardship and struggle. Then moved to Portmore at 20 to start my family there. Married, very young age, 3 children. That again was another life of serious abuse. Lucky to be alive to be telling this story of years, 15 years of marital abuse. But 2 things saved me. Education rescued me. First, Jesus rescued me when I accept Christ, and then education would have helped me to left that home of abuse, buy my own house, and could able to move on with my 3 children. They are good children. And here am I.
Wow.
So that's my upbringing in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's so sad. You've been through a lot. But let's come back to the family. How many siblings you have, and why did your parents abandon you? Any
My
reason?
mother has 5 of us, all 5 girls. My father, I'm not sure how many of us my father procreated. I have no idea, but I would think it is more than 7. So my mother, I heard that I chat too much. I look like my father. My mother is light skinned. I look like my father. And so maybe she abandoned me because I look like my father. But then why my father abandoned me, I don't know. It is just luck. So it is just my bad luck to be abandoned by them both.
What about your siblings? Your other siblings? Were they
My
also abandoned?
siblings, I try to meet them, try to have relationship with them as best as I could, but for some reason there is no bonding. We don't get along because they were of the view that I was hearing from daddy because daddy live in the States and he sent me to university and he buy me house. So they have this writ against me that they are saying that I was getting everything from daddy that they weren't getting. I only hear from my father 2 months ago when he had Alzheimer's and asked for me because, Alzheimer's would have dragged him back way back to 40 years ago or thereabout. So I only hear from my father 2 months ago in 40 years because Alzheimer's asked him to ask for me. And so they would have abandoned me. My sibling would have don't get along with me because they are of the view that I was getting everything from a man that I wasn't hearing anything from for 40 years. Yeah, so I try reaching out to them still. I try send money from my mother monthly. I try to take care of her as best as I can. I try reaching out to them. But the last thing we have, I send some money for my mother, and then when I look on social media, my sister put all my information on social media. So it doesn't matter how much I try to be at peace with them, they will not be at peace with me. So I reach a stage in life now where I think I have to accept it and just move on.
So, I mean, how did all start? I mean, outside that, you have extended family like aunties, uncles, and all that. Did you get in touch with any of them?
I have aunts. My paternal aunts. They would come during the holiday and they would visit their mother, which is my paternal grandmother. I met my maternal grandmother once. That is when I was 20 years old and went to look for them. My aunts, they were not the kindness. I remember I called my aunt on one occasion and I heard her in the background telling her son to say, tell her that I'm not there. Tell her that I'm not there. She begged too much.
So she begged too much.
Yeah, tell him
that means you beg too much.
And the beg that I would beg is that they will carry their children all uniform to give me. So my aunt's children were prominent. They went to prominent high schools and they would bring the old clothes and the old uniform that the children wore to give me to wear. So that was me beg too much.
Wow.
So it was a life of rejection, abandonment, and abuse all my life, if I can put it nicely.
That's so sad. But let's get to know more about Jamaica. I mean, with all the stuff that you just said, so sad. But tell us more about Jamaica. Growing up in Jamaica, culture, Jamaican culture, food, places that we should know. What we should know about Jamaica.
Jamaica, we love people. Most of all, we love strangers. So if you should go to Jamaica now, any Jamaica home you go to, they will give you the bed and they will take the floor. They will give you the food and they will go hungry. That's my culture. We are very warm. Our food is on par. I went to Montego Bay 3 weeks ago on vacation because I sold my house in Jamaica and I went to Jamaica on vacation. And we need to go back down there now to buy another house. Jamaica is a whole vibe. Our food is perfect. Our dish national is ackee and saltfish, and I add roast breadfruit to it. We have the most beautiful beaches. We have more churches per square mile. Jamaica is a God-fearing country. Every house that you go to in Jamaica, you will see at least 2 Bibles. We believe in God. We worship God. Despite our humble beginning, my grandmother ensured that whether barefoot or without clothes, you would go to school. So we value education. Jamaica education is on par, and it is at such that our evening class is what is modeled by the United States of America. That's how good our educational system is back home. We have our fair share of problem. We have crime. We have politics that damage our culture as much as possible. The tribal politics, which is not good. But outside of that, everybody identify with either green or orange. You're born into something, and Jamaica take politics very, very seriously. We are serious about politics.
But people know Jamaican more as music,
Yes,
the
our music.
dancehall, the
I know, Bob.
reggae, and
Yeah,
all those things.
we have
That's what
very
people
good
know
music.
more. Rastafari movement.
Our great Bob Marley, our music, Bob Marley music movie will be out February 14. So the world know of Bob Marley. But Bob Marley is not the only musician we have. We have Peter Tosh. We
Yeah.
have
Still pause.
the,
We know great reggae musicians, still pause,
yes,
culture, and all those things, all those other artists. Yeah.
yes. So we have great, 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 great reggae music, great artists, great talent.
Benny Spear.
Yes, yes. So if Jamaica is a whole vibe, you want to vibe, you want a week of vibe, go to Jamaica. Jamaica is a whole vibe. We keep a party for every reason. There, we don't need a special reason to have a party in Jamaica. We are a party people. We keep party 24/7. But we regard God though, so we won't keep a party in church hours.
What about life in Jamaica in terms of hustling life in Jamaica?
Hustling life? Like, I was on the professional edge. I don't know about hustling life. Like market, we have persons who do their vendings at the market. We have persons who would hustle their car washing, windscreen cleaning. That most of us Jamaican motorists we don't like. We have our taxis, license, unlicensed. We are vibrant for robot taxis. Our transportation is not perfect, but it is getting there. So there's always something you can find to do in Jamaica. Yes, we are tiny and all of that, but you can always find something to do in Jamaica. You don't have to go to university to survive. You can find something to do. if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
And as I
get
said,
you.
it is Jamaica, no problem. So you don't have to reach to survive in Jamaica. Jamaica is a state of mind, and we all know I have the skills there to survive, and we are survivors there.
Mm, 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 mm. So, I mean, 4 years ago, you were back in Jamaica. What were you doing before you
I
decided
was
to
a
move?
probation officer back home. I was a probation
Probation
officer
officer.
for, yes. So I was a probation officer for 9 years, going 10 years there. It was a good job. I
Mm,
work with inmates, person who are offenders.
mm,
It give me an opportunity to coach, to redirect, to counsel, to empower youths, the elderly, persons who were in prison, who came back on parole. It would have been my job to help to reintegrate them back into society. And I enjoy that a lot. That was a part of the job that I would enjoy. You will go into
mm,
the home, you will go into the schools, you will go into the communities, you will visit them in churches, wherever they are. My job would be to visit them, to bring them back into the society. Because when you go to prison for a while and come back, you are marginalized. Persons marginalize you. And then my job would be to ensure that the reinterrogation takes place. So it's a noble job. And I am sure that I left the profession in good hands, that they are carrying out the task effectively despite limited resources. We do the best that we could inside our prisons, and it
mm.
is a successful rate. We have a successful rehabilitation rate from our correctional department.
Wow.
Back home as a police, that was what I enjoy as well. I still have my friends there back in the Jamaica Constabulary Force,
Mm,
another noble organization. I served
mm,
there for another 9 years. It was good. Years after, I'm still getting messages and calls from persons who believe that I impacted their lives. I helped to nurture their children, and the turnaround rate of their children because of
mm,
my input.
mm. What's your country known for? I mean, you are from there, so you have told us what we know
Jamaica
outside.
is known for athletics. Usain Bolt, Shelley Ann
Mm,
Fraser, Elaine Thompson. So we are
mm,
known for sports. We compete against the big, great United States of America is afraid of the black, green, and gold girls in their little shorts. Once we
mm,
step out on the track, the big, great United States of America and England, everybody is in awe because
mm,
Jamaica, we are going to put on a show. We are
mm,
passionate about sports, athletics, cricket, football. We are passionate. And once it
mm,
comes to that time around, Jamaican, we don't value work. A matter of fact, when it comes to Olympics, we have very low work turnout because when we go to work, it's about sports. And in every corner and every city, you will see a group of us meet with our pot cover. We celebrate sports. We
mm,
we 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 applaud our people, we encourage them, we sponsor them. We are known for sports, we are known for music. As I said, the great Bob Marley, we are known for music worldwide. We are known for our beaches. Negril, we have about 7 miles of only white sand. When you go to the beaches in Negril, you can just look straight in the water to see the fishes. We have beautiful hotels. I was told that we were one of the first set of persons who have all-inclusive hotels. Jamaica introduced all-inclusive hotels. So we have very good hotels in Jamaica. We have good educational system. In every university around the world, Jamaica is there represented. So our culture is vibrant, our culture is a hit, and we are all over the place. Our food is good. Other people are afraid of Aki to use work witchcraft, we eat it. That is our national dish. Beauty. Jamaican, we dress. You see how long it take me to come to you? Because I have to dress. I have to coordinate my colors to meet with you. And sorry to be late because my headband have to match my dress and my sweater have to have in a little piece of red. And Jamaican women, we are classic. We are beautiful. We are nice. And we are confident.
That's it.
I remember a set of probation officers went on training in the Caribbean. And when the Jamaicans touched the ballroom, everybody knew that the Jamaicans were coming. We are confident. We tilt our head back and we are confident. We know we are not liked by other Caribbean countries, but we don't care. So that's us. And yes,
nice.
We have our problem.
Nice. You have your problem. So what are some of the problems?
Crime. Everybody knows that. Crime and Jamaica problem. I tell people, we don't have a crime problem in Jamaica. We have a domestic problem. Jamaica problem is a domestic problem because the reason why we can't solve most of our crimes is because they are happening in the home. It's a domestic. It's family killing family, friend killing friend, neighbors killing neighbors. So it's not a crime problem we have, it's a domestic problem. So unemployment rate is another problem too. We have high unemployment rate because Jamaica is small as well. So we don't have enough job market to meet all of the qualified persons. So persons, we move around a lot. Every part in the world you go, Jamaican is there. Also, we have a literacy rate too. And I believe that the government need to target the more inner city, the more homes, the more school to ensure that our children are going to school. Mothers need to ensure that they send their boys to school as equal as they send girls. Because if they come out and they're not educated, then they're going to turn to crime because it is about the haves and the have-not. So if I have and you don't have, it is just fair that you are going to take mine. So we need to focus. We need to pay attention on our illiteracy rate. When I was a child growing up, we used to have community liaison officer. That's an officer you couldn't be absent from school for 3 days because the community liaison officer will go out and ensure that you are in school and whatever you don't have, whether it's clothes, whether it's food, and ensure that provisions were being made. We don't have that anymore. So we need to go back to our community liaison officer where we can ensure that persons are getting education. We have a lot of vehicles, so we have a lot of traffic in Jamaica, but we are doing well in making more highways. So we are expanding our roads and our prime minister is doing a very good job. We have a young prime minister who is doing a very good job in moving Jamaica forward.
Why did you decide to move to Canada? Because you are working at the security service. I mean, for all these years, 9 years. Finally, what happened?
I need a change. I need a change. And I always tell persons that I want to retire in a first world country. So I needed a change. And so when the opportunity comes for me to come to Canada to study, I make use of it. So I wanted to change. And as human being, we change, we grow, we travel, we move. And I was in a job as well that I was very unhappy. Jamaica workplace can be very toxic. Jamaica workplace can be very unprofessional, can be very toxic. And so I was at a stage in life in that organization that I was not happy.
Working for 9 years, you were not happy?
I was not happy there. And you don't have this space that you could just move around. Unlike Canada, If I am in this company, I don't like it, I can move to another branch, I can move.
Mm.
You don't have that. And that is something that Jamaica need to look into their government department for easy transfer. Why having somebody working somewhere for 9 years that they are unhappy and you have 14 other departments that the person could move to? So it's like they hold you hostage to make you miserable. So I wanted a change from culture. I wanted a change from work. I wanted to work in an environment that workers would be more respected, would be more appreciated, and accountability. Managers would have an accountability system. And so I found that here.
After
And
moving
so,
to Canada.
yeah.
Do you see yourself? Do Jamaicans see themselves as Africans?
Oh yes.
Do you believe you are from Africa?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Jamaican.
Do you think all Jamaicans believe they are from Africa?
I would think most of us, yes, we know that we have African heritage.
But I always say this: so far as you are black, you are from Africa. Do you know that?
I don't know that because we are black, we are from Africa. But what I do know is that Jamaica, we embrace the African. We embrace
from
Africa.
Your own musician said it. I think Peter Touch. I said, so far as you are black man, you are from Africa.
Well, we're all entitled to our opinion. And I never try to take a man's opinion from him. So if that's his opinion.
Your ancestors were from Africa.
Yes. And as I said.
And they sent them there.
And as I said, we embrace our African culture, and every Jamaican, for the most part of us, would want to go to Africa, Big Mother Africa, even one day.
Do you know that when you come to Africa now, when you come to Ghana, when you come to Nigeria, Tanzania, Kenya, wherever, South Africa, everywhere, when you are there now, you come to Africa and you are moving on the street without your accent, without saying anything to anybody, they will know that you are from here. Nobody will doubt you that you are not from here. Unless you say something, unless your accent, that will show that, oh, this woman is a foreigner coming from Jamaica. But everybody will see you as African.
I hope they would make it easy that persons could just go to other African country and just live, buy properties and live, but no. You know, because to move to your country to invest or to live, it would take an arm and a leg. To go to Jamaica is the same thing. So yeah. Right. So in one way, they are saying that, oh, yes, we are from Africa, we are Mother Africa. And deep down, they don't treat us as such, if you get what I mean.
I get you.
Right. So, but yes, we embrace African culture. Yes, we do.
But we have a lot of Jamaicans in Africa. Everywhere you go, you see a lot of Jamaicans. Some are doing business here. A lot. You have Jamaican community in Africa. Every country you go, you see Jamaicans there.
Jamaicans are everywhere.
Yeah, a lot. Everywhere you see Jamaicans there. But let's talk about moving to Canada. So 4 years in Canada. Tell us, what have you seen in Canada? How did you start it in Canada? Is it like you have some family there? You say you went to school, but how did you start the whole thing? Is it like you have family, you have friends? How did you start?
I came here to Canada to study in January 2020. I came here January 1st and COVID came March 6th. So COVID and I came here together. I have nobody in Canada. I am the first person in my family to ever come to Canada. My husband and I should have come, but then when it came down to the nitty-gritty, he backed out. He said, no, he's not going because he believes it is a scam and he don't know how I am going to Canada. And
so you were married before leaving Jamaica, right?
Yes.
How many kids you have? You have kids?
I have 3 adult children for my ex-husband.
Oh.
So this husband now is my new husband that we are together now 12 years.
Oh, I see. How many kids you have with your ex-husband?
Three adults.
Three. Okay, three. Okay.
Right.
I see. So you left your husband and you moved to Toronto.
I moved alone. I took 2 suits of clothes and I came here alone to study.
Mm.
It
Mm.
was a very rocky experience. It
Mm.
was very rocky because, as I said, I have nobody here. We couldn't get any job when I came. The little money that I came was almost finished. And it was a very bad experience coming here to study.
Wow.
Yeah. And then because of the online school, we have to extend another semester because the school had to adjust to platform education. And it was a bad experience. I think it was a bad idea to come, but we didn't know that COVID would have hit. But the long and short of it, I made it. The school studying here was bad. The racism here is very bad. In school, the other students would not work with me because of whatever. It's a high population of Indian students. They band together. So the few Jamaicans who were in the class, they band with the Indians. So you have nobody here to work. I have nobody to study with. So it was a very tough situation. And I tell persons, if you're planning to come to Canada to study, think long and hard before you come. And if you don't have family members to stay with, don't come. Many students are here suffered mental illness. Many students are here on the street. So it's a very bad and tough experience. So I did my studies. I was able to complete. Thanks to the grace of God, I completed.
What did you study?
I studied social service worker, similar to
social.
social work.
Okay.
And luckily, I graduated with honors. God is so good. I got a job even before I graduated. I am in this job now. I don't want to say the name of the company, but I'm in this company. I'm doing well. 4 promotions in 2 years. So my husband came and joined me 2 years ago. So we are here now.
Finally. You
Finally.
said when you got the opportunity to come, he was saying that it was a scam.
Yeah, he said he wasn't coming. It was a scam. And we have been talking about coming to Canada for the last, because I am planning to come to Canada for 10 years and couldn't get through.
Why Canada, not US? US.
Because US don't give you that opportunity when you study to get PR. You'd have to marry in the United States of America to get permanence. And all my friends in the United States who went and studied have to return home. Canada have opportunity. Canada give you that opportunity to get PR to whatever, which you don't get in the United States. Canada also set their dollar competitive, so you can afford to pay tuition. Canada have the lowest dollar trade because they'll set it conducive for international students to come. Canada have the most educated people in the world, you know. They're brain drain countries. So I couldn't afford to study in the US based on the US dollar to the Jamaican currency. So those were some of the reasons why I chose to come. Despite all my family are in the US, my father is there, my brother is there, everybody is there. Canada was more conducive and convenient and more affordable to come.
Wow.
So my husband and I were talking about it for 10 years to come, and when the opportunity arises, he said, no, I'm not going, it's scam. And he walk up and down with me everywhere to look about every documents. So he walk up and down with me for them to scam me. That's my husband, all right.
So finally, he joined you 2 years ago, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so here. That's nice. So you are in Toronto. I mean, we'll be hearing in the news about life in Toronto now. It's choked and housing and cost of living and blah, blah, blah. We're hearing a lot of stuff. Tell us what's happening in Canada now.
Yes, housing is a serious crisis. And I don't know why they blame international students for the housing dilemma, because it is the persons that they took from the war-torn areas and that earthquake, they took over almost 1 million persons. They are the one who choke the Canadian housing system and put all this backlog and dilemma. But for whatever reason, some brilliant mind persons say, oh, why not blame the international student? So they blame us. Food is very expensive in Canada. My husband and I are living in a 1-bedroom apartment here that's almost $2,000 for a 1-bedroom. Very, very, very. My rent here could pay my mortgage. The rent here in Canada is 5 months my mortgage in Jamaica. 5 months our mortgage in Jamaica. Which way? About 6 to 7 times the amount. Right. So Canada is expensive. Racism is silent. Racism is bad here, but it is silent because I was hit. I was going to work one morning when I was hit in my face. Many of us were walking and it's only me with my skin color was hit. I was in the train one night coming home and I was bottled. Somebody was fling a buckle at me, say I'm to go back to my yard. And then when you go to shop, when you go to buy, they walk up and down behind you and watch you and see you as thieves. I went to one of the LBO liquor store and I had to go to the supervisor and ask if he could ask the securities to stop, walk up and down and watch me. So they walk up and down and watch you right around the place to see if you are stealing anything. So, but outside of that, I feel safe. I am very safe in Canada. I can get up any hour of the night and go out and go for a walk. Outside of the racism, which is subtle, I don't have to be looking behind me of hoping that I will be robbed or anything like that. So Canada is not perfect. Canada has its up and its down like everybody else. We are not perfect.
Are you with your kids there or you left them back in Jamaica?
No, 2 of my children are in the US and 1 is in Jamaica. My children are adults.
Oh, they are adults.
And they love US.
They don't love Canada. Your children love US and you love Canada.
US, and I love Canada.
Have you been to US before?
Oh, yes. I'll be going back to US in a couple months from now. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, your visit to the US, what do you like about the place compared to Canada, the two?
Maybe warmer weather. US have warmer weather. But it's the same. The same thing that I feel there, racism, is the same thing I feel in the US. I feel no difference. It's the same difference I feel there. People step past you like you're nobody. Nobody in Jamaica walk past you. Everybody in Jamaica tell you good morning and good night. When I take the buses here, I tell every driver good morning. Nobody answer. In the US, it's the same thing. Nobody answer. What is in the US?
Is that one racism or they are just minding their business?
I don't know. But nobody speak to you. Nobody give you the time of
when
day.
you say good morning, how are you doing? And they don't respond, doesn't mean
nobody respond. When you take the buses, and in Canada, you have to be careful who you ask direction, because when you ask certain people here, they send you to the wrong way. When you ask some of the bus drivers here the direction, they are so racist, they say they don't know. They are the drivers, and they tell you that, oh, they don't know, we stop. So those are some of the things that you experience here. Canada have cheaper food. I went to US. I went to US and pack a barrel with $300. That couldn't work in Canada. $300 in Canada can just buy grocery for 1 week. I went in the US and my friend took me to a supermarket and she said, eat as much fruits as you want. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, anything you eat, just eat. You just will eat anything you want to eat and you don't pay for it. She said you just can't go out with anything, but once you eat it, you just eat. I eat until my stomach was swollen for 2 days. So those are some of the things. US is very cheaper, is much cheaper. According to people, you get more nicer things in the US. So, I have the opportunity, can go both, so I just travel both. And my children and grandchildren are in the US, so I would have to go and visit.
Wow. So you've been to US and where else?
Nowhere else, I'll be going to Mexico in a couple of weeks from now, but nowhere else yet.
When are you planning to visit Africa?
Well, maybe next year.
You
Next
have
year
friends
summer.
here?
No. But my
Okay,
husband and I are excited to see what Mother Africa look like.
so now you have a friend here now. So
Yes.
we are inviting you to Africa to
Yes.
come and visit us.
Yes.
Yeah? What do
And
you know about Africa?
nothing really, It's nothing, not we're in Africa. When you talk of Africa, we're in Africa.
We have different countries.
Yeah, but the one
We
where
have
you
Ghana, we
represent.
have Nigeria, we have Kenya. I'm in Ghana.
Oh, you're in Ghana.
Yeah, I'm in Ghana. We have Kenya, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Ivory Coast. Name them a whole lot. So I don't know where you want to visit first. Maybe
I
I'll invite you to come to Ghana.
I love Ivory Coast, I love Jagba. My grandson named Jagba. We name him Didier.
Oh, Didier Drogba, the
Yeah.
footballer.
My grandson
Didier
has his
Drogba.
name.
Oh, Drogba. Okay. Is that why you love Ivory Coast?
I'm not sure. My son just follow the football, and
Yeah,
he's my
Drogba.
son's favorite, and my son named his nephew Didier
Yeah,
from Jagba.
Didier
So
Drogba. Yeah, Didier Drogba.
yeah,
They just won the African Cup.
yeah,
So Ivory Coast. Yeah, you can
yes,
visit. I mean, we have beautiful places to visit in Africa. Lovely, you love it. No racism.
I know, right?
No racism.
But that in Jamaica we have colorism though. If you and I go to Jamaica, and you are brown, you're gonna get the job over me,
Oh,
because
really?
you're white Scott, yes. Yes.
Oh,
Jamaica
oh,
colorism. Jamaica rather you when you're brown, and if you're a stranger, yeah.
oh. But I thought you said they are nice. They love
We
strangers.
are
So when
nice. They love strangers.
but there is but.
Yeah, I told her that we love strangers.
Huh? But
Remember?
what? Yeah, you said that. So, but what happens?
Yeah, that's just it. The colorism. Remember, certain jobs in Jamaica, only black persons just start getting those government jobs and working in the banks and working in the media houses and all of that,
Hmm.
Back then, you couldn't be my skin color and work in the bank or work in government. No.
But now things have changed, eh?
Yeah, and most of our prime ministers are white in Jamaica. We hardly ever
Why?
have a black prime minister.
Why?
I just told you we are colorism. We right, which is bad.
That's so sad, eh?
Yeah.
Is it because maybe they don't like to further education? It's like they don't.
Maybe
Most of them don't want to.
that could be one of our problem too. But we are highly educated people now. Even look at now we are opening the Bob Marley movie, and look at it. Bob Marley's son could not find a Jamaican to act the role of his father. That
Why?
goes to show you the depth of our problem. Bob Marley's son could not find a Jamaican to portray Bob Marley.
Is it like we black skin people, we don't, is it like we don't support ourselves, or we don't
No, we don't
appreciate ourselves? Rather, we want to give opportunities, or we see the white color as
we still in
superior,
slavery.
or
I
don't know.
We still need to emancipate ourselves from mental slavery,
Mental
according to Bob
slavery.
Marley. Yeah. So it's a mind thing, and the crab in the barrel thing. It's just a mind thing. So we have problem. We have problem.
We always look down on when our own people do something, or maybe they create something, or they do something nice, instead of we pushing them, supporting them.
Yeah, we would rather to support
we don't do it, but we rather support.
Yeah, but if you even look back in slavery, when the slave master asks a slave to beat a black, the black man beat the black man more than the white man, So it's coming way back.
Wow.
It's-
It's a problem. So how are we going to have change our mindset? It's the mindset.
yeah, we need to start from the home by start giving our children black dolls. We need to move our children away from these little slim white Barbie dolls. We need to start reach our children minds because we gone through the gate, you know. We have to start understanding ourselves that you don't have to bleach to be pretty. You don't have to have false hair to be pretty. You don't have
Mm.
to. So when Jamaicans are cursing you, they say, "Oh, you're black and ugly." And when they talk about pretty, they say, "Oh, she brown and pretty." Or they say she big and fat and black. Or she's little and slim and pretty. So that's how we reason. That's how we describe people.
Mm.
So we have to start from way down there.
Mm. Wow. Anyway, let's touch on some few things and then we sign out. But I'll be bringing you again, uh, so that we talk more with um other topics and all that. I mean, what are some of the opportunities you've seen in Canada?
I am not even sure how to answer that because, well, somebody wrote me the other day and said Toronto is not Canada. I need to stop see Toronto as Canada. Canada is the second biggest country in the world. Canada has the
Mm.
most wetlands in the world that is underdeveloped.
Mm.
So Canada have a lot of job markets.
Mm.
Um, all of my friends who are in Canada own houses, not in Toronto, but outside of Canada, outside of Toronto. So you can
Yeah.
own houses outside of Toronto. Um,
Everybody's rushing to Toronto. Sorry, everybody's rushing to Toronto, and Toronto is packed. Toronto is
Toronto
choked.
is packed.
Meanwhile, we
About
have other places we can go and set up and do our work and do. Everybody is coming to Toronto. Toronto.
12 million of us are in Toronto. And
Why?
I was living outside of Toronto as well. And I have to quickly move to Toronto. And I would never move outside of Toronto again.
Why? Why are you not
But
moving? Why are you not moving out? Out.
transportation system, when I was living outside of Toronto, new here, 3 hours I am alone on the street at nights walking. No transportation run outside of the city. The
Mm.
buses stop running by 8 o'clock. During the week, you have to wait every 45 minutes to get a bus. In
Mm.
Toronto, you get a subway every 3 minutes and you get a bus every five
Mm.
minutes.
Mm.
So that is one of the strength in Toronto. People travel and we have to give people opportunity to travel. We are traveling
Mm.
being. So for me, that is one of the reasons living in Toronto, the opportunity to travel. Also, the job markets. Many persons who move outside of Toronto have to come back into Toronto to work every day. So, yes, you move to Oshawa and Mississauga and Brampton and all those places you move to because housing is much cheaper. But yet still, you have to drive to come into Toronto every day to work. That made no sense to me. So yes, you're saving on the cost of housing, but then you have to pay it back in the cost of transportation. My girlfriend, she have to travel halfway on the subway, park her vehicle, take the subway to come into Toronto. That to me is too much. So and have another girlfriend again. She have to drive into Toronto, 2.5 hours into Toronto to come to work. Most of the persons who move outside of Toronto to buy houses, as they age, they have to move back into Toronto to buy a condo or to rent an apartment because in Toronto you have Wheel-Trans, the transportation that transport the disabled and the elderly. When you live outside of Toronto, you can't keep up with your medical appointment and all your money is gone into Uber. So we'll try and take you to grocery store, take you to the supermarket, take you to your house. Outside of Toronto, you don't have that. So I would continue to live in Toronto. So yes, you can get a 3-bedroom house outside of Toronto for $1,500. But how am I gonna go about? There's no mode of transportation. You don't have accessibility to hospitals and all of that. So that is why I decided to stay in Toronto, move to Toronto, and I would never leave Toronto again. Anytime I leave Toronto, is that I am either moving back to Jamaica or something, but I wouldn't leave Toronto again.
Talking about that, are you planning to move back to Jamaica or invest any investment in Jamaica or set up a business in Jamaica?
Well, we just sold our home there, and right now we are looking to buy back a house in Jamaica. I went to Jamaica. I went to Jamaica 3 weeks ago, and Jamaica is a whole new vibes. Jamaica is a whole new vibes. I just want to stay here for a while, visit, and then I return home. We have our problem there, but problem is everywhere.
Are you thinking of retiring in Jamaica?
I am 54 years old. So okay. I am right at the eve of retirement. If I never have to start over husband, start over career, start over job, I could be thinking of retiring now. But when you start over marriages and start over life, it set you right back. So I will have to push hard and do more because, So I will retire. I am right on the eve of retirement now into a whole new career path in Canada, trying to secure something. So if I want to old and age in Jamaica, maybe that should be the question, which, yes, I would think so.
If you want to buy a nice apartment in Jamaica, how much is it going to cost?
30 million Jamaican dollars.
That is how much in dollars? Let's talk about Canadian dollars or
That's
US
how
dollars.
much in Canadian dollars? That's about 200,000 Canadian dollars, thereabout.
$200,000
Canadian dollars, yeah.
Wow.
But if you want and then it all depends where. So if you want a little 2-bedroom new beginner's house, you'd have to think of 85,000 Canadian dollars, which is 18 million Jamaican dollars, thereabout.
But if you want full house, full furnished house, 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms.
Yeah, you're looking at 30 million. That is, yeah.
Are you going to buy one in future? Or you want to build?
We sold a big house in Jamaica. We don't want a big house. My husband and I, we just need a 2-bedroom house now. So we are really downsizing at our age.
Okay. I mean, Nadia, thank you so much for coming on my show. I mean, it's been a wonderful vibe with you. I enjoyed your vibe, and I'm sure a lot of people have learned more lessons from your story. What else do you have to say? Any social media handles, any shout outs or whatever, your last message that we can just sign out?
Thanks for having me. Thank you for having me. I love social media. I spend a lot of time on social media, and because of my personality, I realize that people like me as well. Because your personality is very important, Your personality is very, 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 very important. And I spend a lot, broken and bruised and abused. I try to maintain my personality as best as possible. Want persons to want to be around me, to want to listen to me, to want to engage me. And so here I am. So I tell people, work on your personality, man. Your talents will make room for you, but your personality, nobody wants to do with anybody at all who have a nasty personality. So work on your personality. God give each and every one of us our talents and our gift, but we have to enhance it. So study, register yourself in a little course, do your little grooming course, little media thing, do little communication thing, and just work on that personality so that persons would want to call you up. That's how you call me up, to just have a quick chat. And here I am. Today's my day off, so I make myself available to have a good chat. So it was really good good. It was good being here. And that's why I take the opportunity to do it today, because today I'm available. So it was good. I enjoyed the chat.
Nice one. Any shout outs you want to say? Shout out to some people?
I want to shout out to my husband. I am Chris' wife. So I want to shout out to my husband, Chris. Thank you, Chris. I am here because of you. Chris is my strength. Shout out to my daughter, Carla, my grandsons, DJ and Didier, my daughter again, and my one son, Bambina. Big up everybody. Jamaican Happy Wife Club family, big up yourself. Big up yourself from Toronto. Canada, Jamaica people, Coronation Market people, Rima, downtown, Tivoli. Big up yourself. One love.
Big up yourself from Africa. One love, Jamaica.
Ghana, Africa. Jagba.
So you tell all Jamaicans to come on board. I mean, worldwide. This channel is for worldwide, for everybody across the world.
Yes.
You are invited. So tell them to come and join us on SVTV International. Let's go.
Yeah. So it's SVTV International. You can find them on TikTok. You can find them on YouTube. It's for all of us African people. I am just like you. I'm a part of you. Look at me. So like them, subscribe, follow them, and you can get your voice heard. You're a part of the family now. So big up yourself to SVTV. One love from Jamaica, Toronto. One love.
Nice one. Nice one. Big up yourself. Nodia, thank you so much for coming on my show. I really enjoyed your vibe. All the best. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your off day.
Thank you so much.
I'll bring you again, okay?
Yes.
So what's your handle? Tell them your handle. What's your handle? So that people can follow you.
I don't even know. It's Happy Wife Club. I have a large follower on TikTok. So it's Happy Wife Club. On YouTube, it is Powell Nodia at YouTube. Think something like that. I don't even know my handle.
So, Nodia, thank you so much for coming on my show. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the vibe. First Jamaican to have on my show. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to come on my show, like I said, keep sharing the video, subscribe as you just finished watching. Make sure you tap on subscribe, invite your friends to join us. Spread the message. I mean, it's open to you guys all. Come on, let's have a vibe. I mean, it's fun to be here. We are learning and we're having fun as well. My name is DJ Nyame. I'll give shout out to my production team. Subscribe, share. Peace out.